Hey there, welcome back and thanks for joining me. All my supplies and equipment are down in the description box below, and there's links, and there's also an Amazon store. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, hit that notification bell. And likes, comments, and questions are welcome. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Now, this I drew after my 1939 Diamond T, and to me, the truck is just round upon round everywhere. So that's why it's a little, I call it a bubble truck. So, but I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. So here's what I do. Watercolor paper comes, this one came in a 9 by 12. It's perfect because when I cut it in half, there's 2 cards. Perfect size. My envelopes, I make sure are 1/4 to a 1/2 inch bigger than my cards. When this is folded, it would be a 6 by 4.5. So a 4 by 6 envelope will not work. So my envelopes that I buy for these are 4.75 and a 6.5. So these fit in perfect. You can put them in a 4 by 6 envelope, but you'd have to cut this down less than 4 and less than 6 to get in there. Now it's cutting away some of your playtime. So this is what I score my cards with. And I take a stylus and kind of a medium size end. Now I've got mine marked at an A6, so that puts this right at 4.5. And it just helps me score it a little bit. Now using a bigger bulb helps me not go through it. If I used little bitty, it would dig down in it and tear it. So that's my reasoning for using the medium bulb. But it's just a cool little tool. All right, and I don't fold them before I paint. I know that's the line, but to fold them would, you know, get them off even. Okay, you can draw this. It's not a hard draw. Just kind of box it in and get you a basic shape and then add all these in. I cheat, of course, and made me a little template because I do a lot of these. And that just makes it easy on me. So this is out of stencil material. You can get it online, or anything plastic hard. I mean, anything that you can see through like this. So I put it on here, and I very lightly just kind of outline it. Now, I only did the truck just because that's the hardest thing for me to do. Everything else I can draw on pretty good. So I start here with the hips over the truck. They do not have to be exact. Because goodness knows this truck is not exact. There's headlights, there's the bumper. Here I come out a little bit and I make a windshield. Just inside of this line, I put another little line. Now I'm doing this a little darker than I normally would. Now you can either let it go all the way down. I have a running board typically. This is my window. Bumper goes here. You can do a little light there. I like to go across here for the top of the truck. And then there. Very exaggerated little truck. The tree I'll do later. You can put pumpkins in it. You can put presents. You can do anything you want to in the back or leave it. This one just happens to have a tree because it's Christmas. Okay. I will be working a lot from this because I will graduate the colors. And you can kind of see where they're a little graduated. I do them a little different than this one. This one was early on, but I do them a little different. I like the light color, medium color, dark color, all separated. I don't like them blended. You can look at some of my other watercolor stuff, and that's kind of what I do. But everybody has their thing. So you find yours. Find what you like to do and make that work. Okay. Now this is a more maroony color. And this first coat only, you can cover the whole thing. I test it out a little bit, make sure it's kind of the color I want. Yeah, I like that. And I'm going to do all the red. Now I'll try to go over an area, and I'll try not to go back over it because it will darken up with that second layer. So I'll try to do this fairly quick. And don't worry about here where I'm getting over, because the tire color is going to cover that. Okay, there is my first layer. I want it a little darker, so I'm just going to come over it just a tad, and it's good. Okay. That's that for now. Next thing I'm going to do is my light gray. So I take a little bit of black, water it down a lot into a very, very light gray. And I put that on there. Now if you want to go darker, yeah, I think I do. Barely touch because black is strong. And there is that. I'm also going to do the inside of my tires. Again, the dark's going to go over that, so that's not a big one. I do want to do really, really extremely light the window. And this glass. There. So that's that color. And let's see. You can kind of feel that's cool. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go over the tires. Now, normally when I paint, I'll do like 4 or 5 of these at a time. So by the time I get back to the next step, it's dry. I'm going to darken up just an inkling. There. Okay. Yep, that's ready to go. It's cool when it's wet, so you can always kind of touch it, look at it, see if it's shiny, but touch it. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to this maroon color. All right. Yeah. The thing I like about palettes, and for the life of me, I can't find mine, is you get to test it out. You get to see if that's pretty much what color you're working for, if you're wanting a little darker or lighter. So this one, now I'm going to leave the center of each section the light part. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to work on this. Now, that's pretty dark. Lighten it up some more. There we go. This one I'm going to do each section. I'm not going to do the whole thing. And I know that looks crazy, but just trust the process. I'm going to come over here. If you've ever looked at a rusted truck, it's like the center, for some reason, is what fades. And this is going to look goofy, and then it'll come apart. No, it'll come together. And then next, I'll have to try this in the alcohol inks. That would be cool. I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to cheat a little bit. All right. And really, what helps me is if I just kind of haphazardly do stuff. It goes against my grain, but turns out better when I do. Because right now it looks like a hot mess. I get that. So a thought just hit me. Did you use watercolor paper? Why in the world that just now hit me? It sure did. But yes, I am. So I was like, what? All right. That's those. I'm going to let them have a chance to get good and dry. I'm going to add some more black in. And we're going to do the same thing with that. Try to think of where your shadows might be. And let's get a little darker here. Now this is where I change it up a minute. Okay, so you can see my three colors there. I'm going to rinse and I'm going to grab me some dark blue. This is ultramarine. Okay. I'm going to come through and I'm going to touch, because this is on wet, so now it's going to spread out a little bit. I'm just going to touch a few areas. If you want to, go back over them. I like mine a little dark. I know you're thinking, what in the world, but... And all of them are going to turn out different. That's actually the cool thing of it, but this is what I do. You can go back over this if you definitely wanted a blue. I just wanted to look more of a rust deep color. Just acts weird. Okay. Now, if you're not liking how light this is, go in and darken it, and I might. But remember, lighten it up a lot, because just because it's going over the other, it will go darker. I want to test it out over here. Yeah, I like it a little on the darker side. But maybe not all of it. Maybe just leave a little bit. There we go. I like all the colors, because a rusted old truck is going to have a lot of colors on them. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to put a little bit more concentrated right here. If you don't want to, don't do it. All right. The roof, do the same thing. I'm just going to go in and put the really dark in. You don't have a lot of area to play with here. And I just kind of go in and touch here and there. There. Okay, yes, it looks rough, but we are not done. So I'm going to go with some black, and I want to put some more shadow kind of up under here. Kind of something like that. Give it a little dimension. Then we'll come back and hit that later. I'm talking some stronger black, and I'm going to put the third color on the lights and the bumpers. Now, something that I like to do, and we'll take some and water it down, but you've got shadow underneath your truck. Just going to do that. There. Just a little bit. Now, let's do, and believe it or not, we are, I think, done. Although I do want to come through. Hold on. I am not done. There we go. Okay. The truck's done, but when we put our lines on it with our pen, it's going to look better. So, on the tree, I've got a hooker's green or a sap green. They're really close. I like them both. Okay. So I just kind of eyeball, but here, let's do this. So if I want my tree starting, let's say here, just draw you a little line. That way it'll keep you on track. Now, I want it a little fatter. So just go in here and extend these out. Okay. Let me get that dry. Okay. And yes, I've got more things, but each of them are different. And I'm just kind of going in here and putting some dark, not any particular pattern, just putting in some variants. Get that dry. And just something like that. Not anything major. There. Now for the pen work. This is when it all is going to go, oh yeah, okay. Trust me. This is when that happens. All right, let me get my pen. This one is dried up. Ah, this one. I found these Arteza. Love them. Except when you leave the lid off. Okay. This is the fun. I just do something like this on that. I haphazardly go through and draw. It does not make it look messy. It's just loose. It has fun. Let it have some fun. Up here where it's dark, I just put a little lines like that. Very lightly. I do this until it finally touches the tree. My pen's doing weird, but I like the effect of it. Cool. And if you just really want something fun, hit some things like that around your little star. And that is that. Here's my little stamp. I have those in my Amazon store. Ideal 400R. It's a perfect little size. And it does that right there. So, look at your picture, turn it around, and stamp your stuff, sign your things, because you did it. So, there we go.